So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, dear robotics community, yeah, it's a great moment to have so many of you in Stuttgart. And we are so overwhelmed about the participation and all the preparation which went into this big moment. It's incredible that we have now, after 15 years, the European Robotics Forum for the first time in Stuttgart, Germany. First of all, I want to say a big thank you for all the sponsors and exhibitors which committed to support the European Robotics Forum. There are really many. We have overall more than 75 sponsors and exhibitors. And I would ask you for a big applause for this contribution. Yeah. So the logo wall is almost a bit like where is Waldo, basically, as we have so many. Yes, and also a warm welcome to Stuttgart. Last night, our Lord Mayor, Dr. Frank Nopper, already welcomed part of you. And it's really worth to also explore Stuttgart outside this beautiful venue, the Liederhalle. So there's, for example, the Wilhelma, Mercedes Museum. Also, our library is quite nice, the Schloss Garden, and so on. And if you have your family around, we recommend to go for this Stuttgart, which allows you for a cheap entry into all these locations. Yes, and Stuttgart is, of course, also a big industry city, as we know, with Mercedes, Porsche, Bosch. And we are here really in the middle of an automation valley. And when you are looking here, Baden-Württemberg has lots of brain power. We have the highest density of engineers in Germany, around 4% of all employees. And also 1/3 of the top 50 robotics companies have their headquarters here in Baden-Württemberg. Also, when we are looking into the field of service robotics, which is an important field for the future, also 18 of them, of 85, have the location here in Baden-Württemberg. But I must say, our region is well known as a hidden champion in robotics, as we have had for a long time no own robot manufacturer. We have companies, market-leading companies in the area of gripping, let's say Schunk, for example, or Schmalz, but also in the area of safety technologies like PILS and SIG, to only name a few. And of course, also an ecosystem like the Cyber Valley, Arena 2036, but also the Innovation Park AI in Heilbronn. And if you have joined one of the company visits, you have then also the possibility to explore the ecosystem of robotics and AI in Stuttgart. Yes, from the early beginning, we have set up a big team to make this success possible. So that's the local organizing team. Beside me, there's Rebecca Reich from Cyber Valley, Matthias Peisner from Fraunhofer IAO, Alexander Ferl from University of Stuttgart, and Marco Huber, who is also with University of Stuttgart, but also with Fraunhofer IPA. And all during the preparation, you have also met our colleagues, Sandra, Karin, Simran, and Katharina. So thank you for this teamwork. And yes, thank you. And I hope you really enjoy the upcoming days. And now I want to directly move on into the welcome and institutional speeches. The first speaker is Bernd Lippert. I guess we all know him. Bernd, where are you? Yeah. So please come on stage, Bernd. So Bernd is the president of EU Robotics since 2012. He's well known as a CEO of KUKA Roboter. He has also worked for CTO at KUKA, so also a robotic veteran in Germany. And thank you, Bernd, for having us, and looking forward to your speech.
Yeah, thank you, Werner. Welcome, everybody, friends, roboticists, community, authorities, organizers. It's great to have you here. It's amazing, like every year, but this year it's special. Being German by myself, I'm very proud that it takes place in Germany, here in Stuttgart, but unfortunately it takes place in difficult times. For years, we have been looking with great concern at the situation in Eastern Europe and developments in Asia. Corona had restricted access to global markets, and we in Europe are still working on returning to our former strengths. Unfortunately, current developments in the United States give us further cause for concern that the situation in Europe will worsen rather than improve. Robotics plays a crucial role in Europe and will continue to do so in the future. The new question is whether we in Europe can meet the challenges on our own, primarily in terms of technology, and we just learned that it's a wonderful place here based on technology, startups, SMEs, but also from a market perspective. Of course, we are open to the global technology pools and markets. We must not close ourselves off in Europe. We should not argue about Europe first, make Europe great again, or whatever the phrases might be. But what if we are denied access? Nobody can say at the moment how the future will develop. We therefore need a plan B for European robotics. We must be in a position to further develop robotics in Europe with European resources. Let us use the current situation as a wake-up call and focus on our strengths. Stuttgart is the right place to starting this. The land is a region with robotics, with AI, with research, with industry, and it feels good to see that the support here extends into politics. Remembering a great meeting we had yesterday with the Lord Mayor from Stuttgart. Our community is honoring this. The forum is still growing compared to other events that compete for participants. We are proud about the increasing industry engagement. Many thanks to all the sponsors and, by the way, to our organizers, the team, and especially Werner for all the work he did. Our success is based on the perfect balance between research and industry, and for sure on all the well-organized workshops. Therefore, let's start. Let's feel comfortable to be here with friends, and let's enjoy the next days, the forum, and all the workshops. Thank you.
Yes, and as you know, Robotics is really this wonderful event, and it's really a pleasure that you have also chosen us as a local host. Some of you probably know it. It has taken us twice actually. So we applied first, then it went to Denmark, second, then to Italy, and now finally we are here. We have competed at that time with Barcelona and with Stavanger, but fortunately all good things are three. Now we are here. And who is also here is our president of the Fraunhofer Society, Professor Holger Hanselka. He rejoined Fraunhofer in August 2023 as a president. Before, he has been president of KIT in Karlsruhe, and he was also head of Fraunhofer Institute, LBF, before. You have also an engineering background. You're also working in the Future Council in Germany, And so you will also putting robots on the street, and a warm welcome for Holger and Selka. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a big pleasure to be here, to be in Baden-Württemberg, to be in Stuttgart, to speak about robotics, about AI with a community where I have the feeling which is very dynamic and very hungry, and that's important. We started the day with a keynote from Mr. Burzer, a very warm welcome to him, but it was very important that the German industry, that Mercedes-Benz is a platinum partner of this event and also available. We have the second platinum partner, the company Dürr. Jochen Weyrauch sent me just this morning a short message and say, much greetings to the group. I will do it in this moment. I will say a warm welcome to Mr. Liebert. Just now he was on stage. To my colleagues from Fraunhofer Institute, IPA, to Mr. Bauernhansel, Mr. Kraus, thank you very much for organizing this very, very nice conference. My colleague from the University of Stuttgart, Mr. Middendorf, we are very, very happy that the Ministry of Economic Affairs is available. Staatssekretär Phillips, thanks so much for coming in this, I think, very, very strong time for our politics in Berlin, that we have the time to come to us, to Baden-Württemberg. Oberbürgermeister, Mr. Nopper, and mainly important, all colleagues, all guests, all scientists. We are happy that you are here. It's a great honor for us to have this event here in Germany, to have it in Baden-Württemberg, to have it in Stuttgart. I used the possibility during the coffee break to be outside in the forum to see all these very, very interesting companies, and if you have later on time to see what are the products, what are the people behind the products, what's always very, very important, just enjoy it. It's really great. In my feeling, my opinion is that it's a platform to bring together, on one hand, the industrial demand, on the other hand, the innovation output from the universities, from the research institutes, and also from the industry, to bring these both worlds together. And new for us, I think new also for the robotics scenery, is to combine robotics technologies with artificial intelligence. That will be the future, that will be very, very happy, very, very important for us. Stuttgart, I think you showed a very nice landscape, but my feeling was it was a little bit short. You have Cyber Valley, for example, here, Tübingen, I can't see Tübingen. You have the KIT here, I can't see Baden, it's a part of Baden-Württemberg. I think very important is to have the University Stuttgart, to have Karlsruhe here, to have Tübingen here as an example. We also have Max Planck Institute for Intelligent Systems, which is very, very important for the Cyber Valley. And you have Fraunhofer. Not only the three institutes here directly in the near with IPA, with IAO and IOSB. Maybe you know it or not, in Baden-Württemberg we have 13 Fraunhofer institutes. More than 4,000 people from Fraunhofer are working in Baden-Württemberg every day to think about innovations, to think about transfer, how to bring the best ideas into the industry. So we are proud, really proud, to be re-organizer or co-organizer of this conference. So thanks very much to all the people who are doing it. A very short introduction to Fraunhofer itself. We say we are system-relevant partner for the industry. That's our mission, that's our main work we have to do in the German ecosystem and also in the European system. And you can see it around about 3.4 billion euro our budget, annual budget every year, and only 30% is coming by the federal government and by the local government, and more than 60% we have to earn from the market in competition. So we have the same feeling, we have the same hunger, we are hungry like the industry, and that is a very, very good spirit to come in cooperation and to speak the same language. Important for us is more than 32,000 people are working all over in Germany. We have 76 institutes, 2 of them here in Stuttgart, 3 in the field of robotics here in Stuttgart and in Karlsruhe. And we have more than certain entities outside of Germany, all over the world. We are in close contact with the industry, with our industry in other countries, and also with the demand of the industries in these other countries. Important is we are non-profit. That is for the industry. It's relevant for the industry. So we support you, we help you, but the profit in the end will be done by the industry itself, not by us. For us, it's important that you pay for our work. That's like normal business. When we talk about robotics, then we have to think about how many robots are in operation worldwide, more than 4 million robots all over the world. And we can see China is a hotspot. China is very important, around about 40% in China, only 7% in Germany. So we are seen on the landscape, but we are a smaller partner. My feeling is smaller partner in this field, but a partner which have a lot of high competencies in all these components we need. We can see it's growing and growing and growing. There's a market, very important. In the next 3 years, we will get an increase by around about 30%, very important. And the new questions, the new topics are AI-driven robotics. And when we talk about AI-driven robotics, then we have to get a feeling and understanding what happens, what is AI, how AI is working, who is the owner of the large language models, who is the owner of the big computer farms for training of these things, and most important, and Mr. Butzer told it this morning, who is the owner of the data, because the data are the most important element. I think it's a kind of element in this artificial intelligence. The other part is autonomous system. They have to be autonomous, they have to work autonomous. Then these robots are the best partners to be in cooperation or collaboration with human beings, very important. So this collaboration robotic is a field of the future, very important field. And we saw it this morning, the humanoid robotics are, yes, that's something what is really, really fascinating. Question is which parts they really need. Does it need their legs or don't need their legs? It depends from the application, but very important is to have the competences, to have the possibilities to work and to do something. The market is extremely expanding. It's not only the automotive market, what is important for us in Germany, because that's our history. When we think about medical things and healthcare, very, very important up to everything what we have to do. Services and logistics is a very big field with service robotics, with all the logistics things. Agriculture, important all over the world, and also space and defense. The Fraunhofer Gesellschaft is working with 76 institutes, and nearly the half, 38 institutes of all over Fraunhofer, are dealing with robotics. That's a lot. That's really a lot. It's not only 1 or 2 experts in the society. It's nearly the half of the people who are working in this field. And we can see that institutes mainly here in Stuttgart with IPA as an example, that is a main player all over the time, but also IAO. When we are looking to Karlsruhe, it's USB, to Darmstadt, it's IGD, Bremen, Magdeburg. Berlin is a very important place, and also Dresden. And when we go outside to the partners who are outside, then we can see University of Dresden and University of Applied of Dresden, and all these companies really, really great. To get a small, deeper insight what we are doing, I have 4 very, very different examples. Guido as an example how we can help in the surgical environment. I think a lot of you have heard in the past something from Da Vinci, the robot, to help the doctors in repairing legs and so on. But now we have a lot of things, if you have to do something in the head or some other things where the human being and the dynamic of our hands, of our fingers, are not precise enough to do these very small works, and there is a cooperation between the robotics and the people who are doing it, a very, very interesting field. Another question is the second example, you can see it in the left border, is areas. where it is dangerous to be, for example, to get munition detection on the ground of the ocean, as an example, or when you go to the power plant, an example, nuclear power plants, and you have to clean them, then you need something to go inside and to clean it and to repair it. That is a very, very interesting. Robots for circular economy. All of us, we are working with our mobile phones, with our mobile devices. More than 50 different materials are inside. And it's a question how we can get them back and to bring them back to a circular economy. And we have an institute in Magdeburg, for example, who are really experts in all these things, how we can get it in the different parts and to bring these parts back in the circular economy. And one short comments to artificial intelligence. I think we all are using these instruments. ChatGPT was the first mover in this field. Later on, we saw DeepSeek from the Chinese. I hope you know that the German community is also working in this field very hard. We have the Lamar Institute and some Fraunhofer institutes. They developed an own large language model. It's called Teuken 7B. Very important. You have to note it. Teuken 7B. You can download it from open source area. It's used by industry companies. We are developed it by ourselves, and important is it's looking to the European AI Act. It's looking to the ethics standards and also to our security standards with data and all these things. So I think important for the industry. I see you will give me a sign that I should be ready just now. I think last slide is important is for you, and when we want to come together, how we bring these ideas together, how we can work together. And there we have different areas in the Fraunhofer Association. Most important for us is contract research. More than 40% of our budget is coming by contract research, but also for the future spin-offs and also intellectual properties and all these things. Let me finish with some conclusion. I think it's a really great event to have all of you here to come in contact, to speak about robots and to speak about artificial intelligence, to improve the efficiency, to improve the precision, safety, and so on. And these robots, I'm sure they will help us in the future to be a good competitor all over the world with our technologies. Thanks so much for being here, and I wish you really 3 very important and interesting days. Thanks so much.
Yes, and yeah, now it's time to give some insights into this year's ERF, what's specific, maybe what's also different from the other years. And yes, it's, as we all know, the German premiere, first ERF in Germany. We have a record participation. We are just counting how many people joined also yesterday. We had already 300 people joining yesterday for the public engagement, for example, in this room, but also for WAS Industrial meeting. We had an investor tip session. We have the B2B matchmaking, which also happens again this afternoon, by the way. So we are definitely somewhere at 1,500 participants, maybe even 1,600. We have a fully booked exhibition. Every square meter is full with robots, and also the keynotes of Mercedes-Benz, Dürr, NVIDIA, Robotics. And yeah, you see here where the ERF has been already in the past. This 1,500 registrations are coming something like 40% from Germany, then another 10% from Spain, and then I would say the other 50% rest of the world in total out of 40 countries. Yeah, and it's a really, last year we had 1,200 participants, now 300 more. Are really impressed, especially with respect to this economic challenging time. One of the endeavors we did, and also a community effort where we are really proud of, how many people joined our LinkedIn campaign. We have updated it this morning actually, so we have found 84 LinkedIn statements online. So a big applause for all one who supported us in reaching out. it really felt crazy when I was opening LinkedIn, and suddenly I thought, wow, here, and again a statement with that. So it was autonomously marketing. Thank you for reaching out to so many people. Overall, it made, I guess, more than 3,000 likes, and you have maybe also spotted which one was the most successful from the likes. Any guess? The robot, actually, yes. And where is it? It's that one. It's the Neura, the humanoid robot, who also made a statement. I don't know if he made it himself or if it was a human preparing the statement for the Neura robot. But he will also be on stage on Thursday. He will be moderating the workshop on applications for humanoid robots. Also, thank you for the program committee, which was driving the program. Reinhard Lafrenz did a great job organizing everything, and we had a call from 127 workshop ideas last summer, and we boiled it down to 55 workshops, which you can enjoy in the upcoming days. So that's the overall program. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We have more than 100 single events, but you can join WhatsApp or the Signal group so that you know where to go. To have also some navigation through this program, and also, as we heard also on Professor Hanselka, we are in front of a robotics transformation. So in a couple of years, it's only a question of time, we will use robots like we are using a smartphone in everyday life, also in the professional life. So that's the reason why we have also so many different workshops. And for the first time, we made this industry program. So we are looking through the program and said, okay, what is in now for industrial robotics, safety, security, privacy, AI and data, sustainability, healthcare and pharma, also for strategy and policy makers, regarding investors and entrepreneurs, and as the last edition, also the conference KIRO from the German government 2025. How does it look like? So it looks like this. So for example, industry program, it starts this morning with the keynote from Mr. Purzer, and then it proposes you which workshop to join. And I hope it will help you also to navigate through the AIF this year. So these are our keynote speaker. We already received it from Mercedes. Tomorrow at 10, it's Dieter Fox on the topic, where is robot GPT? I guess also a big and important topic when we are talking about foundation model. Tomorrow night, Jochen Weihrauch, CEO from Dürr, will give us a speech about the applications of robot in the coding area. And on Thursday, we have a keynote session with Dr. Nicole Hofmeister-Kraut, Lucy Zioli, and David Reger. Well, as we already said, robots will transform our lives. So they will get out of the cages, out of the production halls. They will go out into the public. And therefore, we also use the opportunity for AIF to discuss with the public. 2 weeks ago at the weekend, we were with the Horst, the Fruitcore, the AI printer at the Schlossplatz, and you could make a prompt, and then the robot was painting such a beautiful picture, for example, of a dino. And it was really a great effort. Thank you for the teamwork of Fruitcore Robotics, the local football club, VfB, the city of Stuttgart, which are driving this together with Cyber Valley and the Fraunhofer IAO. And yesterday we had in this room the public engagement where we had workshops in German to discuss about robots. And yes, I mean, in this room, probably we all like or even love robots, but we have spotted also a couple of people who were a bit saying, oh, why do we need robots? Is it really necessary? So these questions have been discussed yesterday. An additional thing which we have adopted or followed up from Rimini edition is the scientific track. And I would like to have Professor Marco Huber on stage, our co-chair, who took care of the scientific track. Also applause for Marco.
So thank you very much. Before I say a few words on the scientific track, if I look in this amazing audience, I have to say thank you to Werner for all the effort you put in organizing this event. I think it played out very well, so well done, Werner. A big round of applause. So what's the scientific track? It was actually born last year in Rimini. And if it happens 2 times in a row, I think it's called a tradition. So we continue this tradition here. So the idea behind the scientific track is to strengthen the scientific part. So we have a lot of industry partners here, but we came to the idea also that research results are important for driving robotics and driving AI in robotics. So the scientific track has 2 research areas. One is robotics, concerned about the classical robotics topic, like mechatronics, for instance, sensors, and so on and so forth. And the second research area is really AI in robotics. So how can we use artificial intelligence to improve, enhance robotics? Therefore, we did, as common in big scientific conferences, invited people to submit their research papers. We got 100 submitted, and at the end, we selected 50 of them, so we were very selective. And these will be presented soon or be available soon in a proceedings book published by Springer. And the majority of these papers will also be presented today and tomorrow. We already had 1 session this morning, and there will be another 4 sessions today and tomorrow. There's also a second part, which is called late-breaking results. Here we do not have scientific publications in the background. Here the idea is really to have the very latest findings in robotics and AI, and then to give the people the opportunity to present their latest ideas. This will take place today. If you have time, just go to the second balcony of the legal hall, and you will see a lot of papers from these latest breaking results. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Marco. Thank you also for Alex and the team from ISW for taking over the scientific track this year. Yeah, as you know, it's a big conference that we spent, or forum, we spent lots of effort into the preparation. I recommend to stay up to date. You received lots of emails, or 1 email a week, typically for me, beforehand. And now we switch over to WhatsApp and Telegram, Signal. So if you're not already in the group, I guess we have 800 people in WhatsApp and Signal in total. You have now the opportunity to also join the community. So you will see latest updates when is which workshop happening, or for example, when to go to which place, or when something really special is happening. I hope we will also have a robot gathering of the mobile robots that they will join in the exhibition. Yes, we also received plenty of questions. Okay, why is so many people of us Italian actually? And the reason is that we are again collaborating with the AIM Group. The AIM Group already did, supported ERF in Vienna, also did it last year in Rimini. Also the next edition is done by AIM Group. And so a big applause also for the AIM Group for your efforts in supporting us. Yeah. Also, yeah. So AIM Group is the main organizer, and we have really enjoyed the cooperation with you. Also here, the people behind the robotics side, which were driving this forum, and also Morten joined us in the marketing. He was running the forum 2 years ago. I would also say a big thank you for you for the collaboration. Good, then last slides I would thank. You have seen we have also several volunteers supporting us. You find them here with the human help available, Ask Me. And so here are a couple of them. I guess in total we have around 50 volunteers, and they are also eager to join the workshops, and I hope that at some day they will also be on stage here, and they will be also a part of our community. So thank you also to the volunteers. With this, I would like to hand over in the next speech, actually, Professor Peter Middendorf. He joined the University of Stuttgart in 2012 at the Institute of Aircraft Design, has also an engineering background. And I guess one of the most important projects we initiated is the Arena 2036, which had, I guess, last year, 10-year anniversary. And since half a year, you're also the rector of the University of Stuttgart. And yeah, thank you for joining. And I'm also looking forward to your introduction.
So, thank you very much for the introduction, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues and guests. It's a great pleasure and a great honor to represent today the University of Stuttgart and to welcome you to the European Robotics Forum 2025 on behalf of the university, and not the university only, but the university and the scientific community. Hosting this prestigious event, the European Robotics Forum 2025, in our city in Stuttgart obviously makes complete sense, as we have a very strong robotic ecosystem here in the Stuttgart region. And I would say in the center of this robotic ecosystem and of our scientific ecosystem is the University of Stuttgart. Why are we in the center? It's because we have the students, and the students is the next generation of researchers, the next generation of industry leaders, the next generation in your robotic community. So we have altogether 21,000 students in around 160 studio programs. Of course, we also have the researchers, we have the labs, we have the startups and spin-offs. So the University of Stuttgart is one of Germany's leading research universities, and once again we are proud that we are a scientific partner to the European Robotics Forum this year. We were founded in 1829, so mark your calendar. In 4 years we will celebrate our 200th university, and same as the KIT celebrates this year, and this will be another fantastic event, hopefully, here in Stuttgart and together with the community. We have a strong focus at the University of Stuttgart in engineering, natural science and technology, while also excelling in humanities and social science. And our defining characteristic is an interdisciplinary approach that we call the Stuttgart Way. We promote the integration of engineering, natural science, and humanities to address complex societal challenges. And this interdisciplinary approach is reflected in numerous research centers and collaborative projects, and these all work according to our vision: intelligent systems to benefit society. And amongst our focus areas are, for example, aerospace technologies, architecture and adaptive buildings, production technologies, digital humanities, and many more. Robotics, and especially intelligent robotics, is one of the core areas of the University of Stuttgart, or at the University of Stuttgart, and plays a major role in most of our profile areas and in many research projects. Our scientists and engineers work across multiple disciplines and in a wide range of research and application fields to develop groundbreaking solutions. And you see that the breadth and scales of robotic research at our university spans from micro-robots to biomedical devices to, and this is my discipline, flight robotics, not flight robotics exactly, but I'm, as you heard, an aerospace engineer by education. Then up to industrial robotics, and also at the University of Stuttgart with a long tradition on architecture and building construction in our excellence cluster in CDC. where we have an instrumentation platform for off-site and on-site fabrication, and the excellence cluster is also part of the program here. But moreover, we also do research in understanding the relationship between humans and machines. This is obviously something very important, not only from the technological side, but also with respect to explore the ethical and societal implications of robotics and ensuring that these technologies are developed in a way that they align with human values and societal needs. A particular strength of the University of Stuttgart is our focus on technology transfer and entrepreneurship. And this goes very well with the fact that Stuttgart is home to a thriving innovation ecosystem that brings together academia and industry. And this ecosystem is also very active in the field of robotics, as you have already heard in the various other speeches. And I want to highlight only some of these ecosystem partners. This is, of course, with respect to robotics, the Max Planck Institute for Intelligent Systems in Stuttgart and Tübingen, where joint projects focus on intelligent robotics and machine learning. We have the strong partnership with our 5 Fraunhofer institutes here in Stuttgart, which enables us to translate cutting-edge research into industry-driven applications. Of course, we have the Arena 2036. You've heard of it, an open innovation campus dedicated to shaping the future of mobility and smart production. And we have the Cyber Valley. The Cyber Valley, together with the KIT, with the University of Tübingen, and with the Max Planck Institutes, which is Europe's largest AI research consortium. So there's a lot here in Stuttgart and in the innovation region to advance intelligent robotics. And we've seen, and you see it outside, that startups and the startup ecosystem is especially important in order to drive new innovations. And I don't want to mention all the robotic-related startups and spin-offs that we have here in our ecosystem. You see, this is a picture in the Arena 2036, and you have the opportunity to visit the Arena 2036. You have the opportunity to visit the University of Stuttgart with some labs and research groups. And I only want to highlight 2 examples of our successful startups, which is Node. Node is a robotic-related spin-off for mobile robotics in intralogistics, and another one is Seriact, also a spin-off of the University of Stuttgart with AI-based robotic control for warehouses that just raised 25 million of funding for a Series A investment, and many more of them. So also have a look at the startups and the startup ecosystem. And with that, I come to the end of my short speech. I wish all of you a fantastic conference. Obviously, the European Robotics Conference is much more than this. It's a meeting place, it's a stage for groundbreaking ideas and a launchpad for future collaboration. So on behalf of the University of Stuttgart, I wish you a fantastic conference over the next days, filled with inspiring conversations, meaningful connections, and bold new ideas that will shape the future of robotics. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we are really glad to have such a great university here, and also with all the support, which is of course important, because in the end it's everything about the people, about good ideas, about good education. And the other side is of course also then the support from the government, and there has been also the Future Council of the Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and I'm now happy that we have also BMWK with us. Udo Philipp is the State Secretary of the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate Action. You have an economic and political background, made an industry career with Bertelsmann, and yes, we are really happy that you are with us, and I'm also looking forward to your speech. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kraus. Distinguished Professor Hanselka, Dr. Liepert, distinguished guests, welcome to Stuttgart. Welcome to the European Robotics Forum. It's really great to see so many people from across Europe gathered to explore the future of robotics. This year marks a very special milestone. I really couldn't believe it, but it's the first time we've heard it, the first time the ERF will be hosted in Germany. Over these 3 days, Stuttgart welcomes over 1,300 experts, visionaries, and enthusiasts from across the robotics and AI sectors, all coming together to share knowledge, explore new frontiers, and collaborate for a smarter future. On behalf of the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the Fraunhofer Society and EU Robotics for bringing us together. The European Robotics Forum is more than just a gathering. It's the go-to event for anyone working in robotics and artificial intelligence. Whether you're from academia, industry, or policy, the ERF provides a rare opportunity to come together, exchange ideas, help steer the development of these transformative technologies. In fact, for the past 15 years, the ERF has played a central role in shaping the robotics landscape across Europe. I think it's only fitting that this year the forum takes place in Germany, a country that is at the forefront of robotics. With the highest robot density in Europe and the fourth highest in the world, Germany has long been a key player in robotics and AI. With over 400 robots per 10,000 employees, it's clear that Germany is not just a consumer of robotics, but a leader in developing and deploying these technologies. And for this reason, Stuttgart, a city known for its innovative spirit, we've heard a lot about it, world-class universities, we've heard that, and cutting-edge industries, is the ideal place for the ERF. This year's theme, boosting the synergies between robotics and AI for a stronger Europe, couldn't be more timely. The synergy between robotics and artificial intelligence is unlocking unimaginable potential for industries across the board. And that not only because it will open up new applications. I think because with the much more intuitive programming, it will increase the penetration also into the Mittelstand, into the SME sector. I think this is really a great potential. But it's not just about technology for technology's sake. It's about how we can leverage these innovations to solve some of the biggest challenges facing society today. Challenges like the aging population, labor shortages, the need for more sustainable practices, as well as, of course, also European security. Challenges that have become even more pressing with the geopolitical challenges that we are currently facing. Europe is increasingly facing competition from the industrial policies of other nations, such as America First in the United States, and of course, China's 5-year plan for robotics. China is really a striking example, which has more than doubled its robot density in just 4 years, reaching 470 robots per 10,000 employees. We've seen the charts that China is really the by far biggest market for robots today, far surpassing the penetration in the EU with an average of 219 units. And I would say China's strategic assault on Europe's key industrial sectors like automotive and machine building is stemming from its strategic industrial policy, but it's also unfortunately using some unfair means by relying on subsidies and other unfair competition. We've heard from one of the speakers before that, of course, Europe should not become protectionist, but we should also not be naive. We really do like competition here in Europe, but it should be on a level playing field, and that's something which we're really looking after and hope that we will be able to get this re-established again. We should see all these developments in the United States and in China as a call to action. Europe has world-class research institutions, innovative companies, and a highly skilled workforce. By investing into our own competitiveness and innovation capacity, we can maintain our technological leadership and ensure resilience in key strategic sectors. And we as German government, we really highly welcome Europe's new drive towards competitiveness as one of the main policy fields. During the last couple of years, the German government has provided robust support to AI-based robotics. Last June, the federal government hosted a conference in Berlin called KIRO 2025, focusing on AI-powered robotics that is application-oriented and distinctly European. Today, we are excited to carry that conversation forward. I would like to highlight ROX. ROX is a collaboration of leading industry and academic partners supported by 29 million euros from the Federal Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate Action. Its mission is to create an open ecosystem for AI-powered robotics. By 2027, ROX will offer practical, open-source solutions that connect robots across Europe, helping them learn and improve together. Lastly, let me mention RIG, the Robotics Institute Germany, which is backed by the Federal Ministry of Education and Research, and where my colleague from the ministry will tell you more about later. These projects demonstrate continued German commitment to AI-based robotics. Both projects are on display at the forum in workshops 54 and 59, and I encourage you to check them all out. I know that there are many more exciting, path-breaking, promising projects across Europe. I'm excited that participants of this year's European Robotics Forum will have the chance to choose from more than 50 workshops experiencing firsthand the diversity of the European robotics sector. From cutting-edge innovations to practical applications, the forum will showcase the full spectrum of our continent's robotics experience. Europe now, more than ever, needs an environment that not only fosters innovation, but also facilitates the transition to mass production and broad application. We need excellent research and development, and we need the ability to translate our research into practicable, valuable solutions. Europe must be capable of building world-class robots and scaling up their production. To this end, the federal government is working towards a regulatory framework for the EU's AI regulation that minimizes bureaucracy and is conducive to bringing AI applications to the market. By expanding installations within the internal market to new sectors, we can boost competitiveness and create new value. This has been evident in industrial robotics for some time, and increasingly we see the same in service robotics. The company site visits here in Stuttgart as part of the European Robotics Forum are a perfect example on how robotics are already transforming industries. By seeing these applications firsthand, we can better understand what's possible and where we can go next. Whether through the scientific track or the public engagement initiative of this year's forum, the ERF is a great opportunity for researchers, manufacturers, and potential users to connect. When ideas meet experience, innovation thrives. As concrete application cases start to take shape, investors will be inspired. This in turn will help mobilize the additional venture capital we so urgently need. The future of robotics is not something we wait for. It's something we build together. With your dedication, creativity, and collaboration, I'm confident that European robotics will continue to thrive. Thank you very much and enjoy the forum.
Thank you, State Secretary Udo Philipp. And we already learned that several federal ministries are working on robotics. And the second one, which is also here today, is the Federal Ministry of Education and Research. It's Stefan Mengel. He had also part of his study did in Tübingen, holds a PhD in physics, and he's the head of the Division Electronics and Autonomous Driving and Supercomputing, really important topics. And important result is also the action plan in robotics, which is also part of our ERF. Mr. Mengel, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Hanselka, Dr. Liepert, Dr. Kraus, esteemed speakers and guests. In addition, what has been said by State Secretary Philipp a minute ago, I would also like to welcome you to this conference in behalf of Germany's Federal Ministry of Education and Research. Dr. Kraus, you are not only the main chair of this conference, you have already published an article outreaching to a wider public recently in one of Germany's biggest media, which was titled, "There's a Robotics Spring in Germany," I would like to add in Europe as well. And I think this sets the tone for this conference. We from the Federal Research Ministry would like to be a good gardener, enabling for a growing season, and we would like to support and to help you, the researchers from academia and industry, to make things flourishing when it comes to a merger of AI and robotics. At that point, I would explicitly like to thank the European Commission, who has, from the very beginning, launched activities which are combining AI, data, and robotics. Long before the ChatGPT moment arises, that was very well promising and very wise, and I think it's a very good job what the European Commission has done in order to create a European robotics, AI, and data community. And as you already have heard by the State Secretary, there are more reasons than ever to act together in Europe, to work together, and in particular to go forward in the deep tech sector. The German government, the outgoing government, has prepared a lot in AI-based robotics, has paved the way in order to be well prepared in Europe and in order to be an active part in Europe. State Secretary Philipp has already mentioned the ROX project, which is more on the industry side. We in the Federal Ministry of Education and Research have set out a new alliance of top-class R&D institutes, so-called the Robotics Institute Germany, the RIG, which is about acting together, which is about setting out joint roadmaps which is about acting as a talent factory, and which is about more international and European visibility, what we have on offer for our future, not only in research, but also in innovation and industry. We also run in the Federal Research Ministry a number of R&D programs addressing various fields of application, such as health, environment, security, production. There are a lot of elements already mentioned by previous speakers. In particular, Professor Hanselka has shown important applications which we are trying to further fund and to further foster in order to make them flourish. The ROX project on the industry side and the RIG on the academia side are siblings, are two sides of one medal. We make them work together intensively and together aligned in order to have a very rapid transfer from new knowledge into industry to help the industry to pick up the latest knowledge which is created in the labs. Well, as I said, the outgoing government has prepared the way for a good combination of AI and robotics, and I'm fairly confident that the new government, the incoming government, will be committed to boost synergies between robotics and AI for a stronger Europe. Thank you very much.
We will move on to the next part of our opening. I hope you have seen it already in the intro slide, that we have increased the time a bit of the opening, because we will also hear about the EIF 2026. So we will extend the session, was already planned beforehand. And now we are coming to the panel discussion. The panel is moderated by Professor Thomas Bauernhansel. He is head of the Forum for IPA, also professor at the University of Stuttgart. Professor Bauernhansel has an industry career at Freudenberg, where we had hold several positions. And since, I guess it was September 2011, head of IPA. We joined the same year at IPA. Thank you for the moderation, taking over.
Thank you, Werner. Jörg Burzer, in his keynote, he said that speed is crucial for the success, and I think speed is as well crucial for our panel discussion, because only 15 minutes are left. So I would like to ask the participants to join me on stage. Georgina Diaz, please come to the stage. Thomas Hehn, Holger Hanselka, and Udo Philipp, please join me. Yeah, we already heard the perspective of Udo Philipp and Holger Hanselka, and I would like to shortly introduce Georgina and Thomas, and then ask you to maybe make a short statement about your perspective on the actual developments and the synergies between artificial intelligence and robotics. Georgina, you serve as the president of HISPAROB, the Spanish technology platform for robotics. You started that position in 2023, and as well in your professional work, you are International Business Development Manager at Spain's National Air Navigation Service Provider. And last but not least, you are recognized as one of the 50 women in robotics you need to know about in 2023. So what's your perspective on synergies between AI and robotics?
Okay, so can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you very much. Here today, it's for me a pleasure to be here with all these distinguished panelists, really. Thank you very much. So, well, I have a lot of information here, because I've been listening to your presentations, and I had a meeting this morning, first thing morning, with the European Robotics President and all the Spanish associations, and there's an exciting time to come. I mean, I think the artificial intelligence is a game changer. And if we combine artificial intelligence and robotics, this is going to be explosive. I mean, because of course, artificial intelligence brings to the robots all the possibility to interact in the real world with us. And robotics is it's mainly to provide artificial intelligence information from the context. So the next step of artificial intelligence will be robotics. Robotics will be the sensors of the world for the artificial intelligence. So in a way, is the artificial intelligence to go to the physical world, the physical artificial intelligence is through robotics, through robots. So that's why I think this is an amazing time to be here, and there's an opportunity, and I will continue because I will continue later if you want. Yeah.
Okay. Thomas, you are a founder, an entrepreneur, as well an investor in robotics. You founded your own company, the Hen Automation Group. During my time at Freudenberg, we worked together, so we know each other for a long time. And you started your business in the garage of your parents, right? And now the automation group, the Hen Automation Group, is really a leader in technology and a well-known supplier for automation. And as well, you started the business, the United Robotics Group, with all the difficulties you can have in these times. What's your perspective on the topic AI and robotics and the combination of both?
Yeah, so can you hear me? Yes. Yeah, pretty much the same like you said, but I can add that sure, it will enhancing robotics in the social society. This will speed up the development. But for me, much more important is, and yesterday night, somebody here from the audience said, I'm a little jealous that AI is getting so much attention and we as robotics are not. I said, hey, well, no, it's not so bad for us because AI will need a physical body. And this is our field. We can provide this physical body. We can put this AI into the real world and in real applications. And I think this is it will get awareness, and in the end it will get money, hopefully, investments in that field, and we can participate in that.
So now we heard a lot about funding, about money, and during the presentation of Jörg Burzer, during the presentation of Jörg Burzer, it was mentioned that, for example, Mercedes worked very intensively together with a startup coming out of the United States with NVIDIA when we talk about Omniverse. So we see a lot of developments in the United States driven by VCs, by startups, more than 20 startups focusing on humanoid robots, for example, and they all have budgets around 500 million, 800 million euros. And Udo, you mentioned the different actions which we have in place in Germany, like the RIG and ROX initiative. So what are your expectations when you look now at the actual forming process of the new German government with Sondervermögen for infrastructure and other things? What do you think, what will be the next big topics we see driven by the government to support the synergies between AI and robotics?
That is not an easy question to answer because I'm not negotiating for the new government. I'm part of the outgoing government and not the incoming. So unfortunately, I can only speculate. What I'm really definitely convinced about is that the new government, as we heard from my colleague from the Ministry of Research, I mean, it is so clear that we have a huge opportunity and a huge challenge ahead of us. We must be able to combine the AI and robotics, and that is something, a game that we must win. And I think the new government will see the same things as we are seeing, that we are under a strategic attack from industrial policy from outside of the world, and we must defend ourselves. And how can we defend ourselves? Is by being more innovative, by counting on the R&D capabilities that we have, by counting on institutions like Fraunhofer, and we must be able to leverage on that. and we must be able to leverage on our strength. And I'm sure that German engineers will be dynamic to grasp these opportunities. What I really hope is that with what you mentioned is with the new Sondervermögen and new capacity to spend money. You probably know that Germany has this so-called debt brake, and in the last 3 years we had enormous difficulties to find money to incentivize R&D. We had we wanted to have money for a digital budget, and that did not succeed because we just were budget constrained. I really hope that the new government, without having this budget constraint, will realize what we wanted to do, meaning give significantly more money into R&D.
Okay, thank you. Holger, you mentioned Teuken 7B as one of the developments of Fraunhofer, a foundation model trained with the different languages, the different European languages. What do you think, does it really for us still make sense to go into that direction, to create our own foundation models, especially maybe in the robotics sector? The boss of NVIDIA always says, yeah, we need robotics foundation models, and they're focusing on training these models with the help of synthetic data. But as well, here we see a lot of investments, not only in the US, as well as we see that in China. What do you think? Does it make sense for us to go into that competition, or is it better to use these models and maybe train it for specific industrial applications and go more into that direction?
My answer is easy, yes. But why? On one hand, when I'm looking from the market, when I think I'm an institute like your institute, then it's not so important which is the language behind. Important is to get something and you can to work in the application. When you come from the other direction, when you talk about the stack and about the language and the algorithm behind, and we think that we have to develop products in Europe, we have the European AI Act, we have the legal rules inside of the AI Act, then it's for our sovereignty important that we have our own chance to use tools which are applicable in Germany, in Europe, under our rules. And I'm sure later on that will be a game changer, because when you think how expensive it is to bring all the industrial data from a community together, how many hours of engineers you need to organize this data, to do anything, and later on you have this data on a stack which is not available in your own hands. And the people who are the owner of the stack have a government, for example in the United States, and the president say from today to tomorrow, I will shut down all these accounts and nobody can work on it. Then we have a big problem. We know this problem, for example, for the microcontrollers. All of these are coming from Taiwan and other countries, not from us. So we have to work on our own sovereignty. Yes, it's very important. I think we have to do it.
Georgina, your perspective on that sovereignty on one hand, but on the other hand, speed and application focus.
This is quite a question. We were discussing this morning. Yeah, sure. I mean, China is doing very well. They are growing up quite rapidly, very fast. They have amazing robotics. They have a lot of people working on that. And of course, they have a lot of support coming from the government also. That's why. I think they are lowering costs because they are introducing automation in their processes. And maybe that's something we should do here in Europe. I mean, this is one of the questions. What's happening with the United States? Of course, we don't know if they are already our friends or not. This is changing every day. So we need to develop technology here. But I will suggest to do something based on this ADRA policy. They are talking about blue ocean strategy. So maybe we should look for niche markets where we can be good at. Actually, I think we have excellent researchers in Europe, but I don't know what's happening that we are not able to transfer this research and development coming from universities to the companies, to the economy, to the industries, to startups. I don't know what's happening there, but we need to improve that. We need to boost that. All our researchers are doing their best, and we need this transformed in a market-ready solutions. I think that's the key point. And of course, we need money for that.
Yeah, money is always helpful. That's right. Thomas, what is the reason that we have issues in our transfer speed? Why are we not so successful in Europe in these areas compared, for example, with the United States? And it's not the whole United States. There are specific regions where that all happened. What is your experience, especially now? What have you explored in the last years with your business with United Robotics?
Yeah, sure. And we heard this morning about the speed of us. Maybe it's not correct. We had this in this Mercedes plant where Iptronic now is delivering this robot. And yeah, and I had a conversation also the last days, and how can we bring humanoid in applications, which is my field. I'm an application and integration specialist, and directly in my team, people said, yeah, maybe 70 kilograms is too heavy if this steps on the feet of somebody else. So first reaction, that's my feeling, is more the complaints, not the chances. Maybe in the whole robotic society here in Europe, and this is really something we have to turn. Yeah, I don't want to blame you guys, but we have to turn it to see more the chances and not the challenges. I think this is something we need to turn immediately.
Yeah. So it's a market topic as well. It's not only a topic of money, it's as well a topic of, are the markets really ready, mature enough, open enough, to really take these solutions and bring these solutions into application, right?
Sure, there's also a lot to do for all of us, that we open up the doors for robotics and in all kind of fields. And sure, you mentioned United Robotics Group. We tried a few things out and we failed a few things. And this is also European mentality that failing is not allowed, but we need to turn this as well. We turn it. As my organization, I have to turn it. For me, it's really sad that one of our major projects failed, but we have to learn our lessons and stand up and go again and go in other directions where we are more successful. This is something I do with my company or with my companies, and I think we all have to create a fast failure mentality and turn even a failure into a success story.
Thanks. Udo, I think we have to come to the final statements because only 1 minute is left. So when you reflect now what you have heard today during the conference, the conversations you had, what is the take-home message for you in the moment? Yeah, I hope you stay a little bit longer to go more into the details, but what is the actual thing you see, what you take home? What is the message maybe towards the new government you want to formulate?
Yeah, for me, I have somewhat mixed feelings. I was first a little bit shocked to see how strong China really is and what is going on there. That made me a little bit frightened. But when I look around here, I see a lot of opportunities. And I think with all the innovation potential we have, if we succeed in creating, in having more venture capital available, in having a better sort of regulatory environment with less bureaucracy, but still giving trustworthy artificial intelligence, trustworthy handling of data, I think we have a big opportunity ahead of us. I hope that the new government will see this and will give the means to it. Yeah.
Okay, Olga, you consult the federal government in many different committees. You're busy. So what is your view on that? What should the new federal government should do drive robotics, to drive the innovation power in that field?
Yes, consult is not the right thing. I try to give my best. I think that's important. What we need, and I think you said it in the same way, we have so many people, so much power here in the room. We need more trust. It's important that we get rules, boundary conditions, regulatories, but inside of this corridor, inside on the street, we have to work, we have to be free, we need support, we need trust, and we don't need micro-controlling.
Okay, thank you. Georgina, what do you recommend each roboticist should do from your perspective?
Sorry, each robot?
Yeah, each researcher, each industry partner working in the field of robotics, what should they do?
Well, I think we should strengthen our ecosystem. I mean, we should work together, all the research universities or the research centers, companies. I think that's the best way to find the best use case of robotics, because the use cases of robotics remain unclear. They are not still clear. I mean, sometimes you go to a company, you say, hey, I have this robot, so let's go and test it. And they say, okay, it's good for a small task, but I don't see the return of investment. This is very, very expensive for me, so I'm not going to use it. So in a way, we don't really know what the market needs. I think this is one of the main points. And so we should work together with the industry to detect the best way to introduce robotics in the final customer. And one thing more, as you mentioned, I think there's a problem with the general public. They don't really know about robotics. We need user-friendly robots to be introduced in the market, and we need, in a way, educate the market. Because sometimes I have meetings and they say, I didn't know about this robot could do this or that. So I think we need to do this type of initiatives. I mean, we need to educate the market and to share with the general public that robotics can do this or that, and of course, manage expectations. So, yeah.
So thank you very much for your input in that panel. I summarize, we have to be brave, we have to be open, yeah, and we have to work together, we have to cooperate, and we should try to develop our niche markets here in Europe and be successful and competitive in these specific areas. So that's the recommendation, my take-home message of the panel. Thank you very much, Georgina, Thomas, Udo, and Holger. Thank you very much for joining us.
Really great event. I have to congratulate you, Bernard. Really, you are putting the bar very high for us. I think really, really nice start of the event. So we are the one who will host the next one, EU Robotics Forum 26, which will be in Norway. So I'm Nabil Belbashir, Research Director at Norse and Director at EU Robotics, together with my colleague Gabor. So we'll be happy to welcome you next year to Norway. So it will be in Stavanger. I don't know people who doesn't know Stavanger. Stavanger was a canning industry in the past before the oil and gas discovery, and now like it's the oil city in Europe, but also probably the energy city in the world. So it's strong industry in the offshore. Offshore industry is very strong, but in general, Norway has three pillars of economy, like export industry, that we would like you to experience with us next year. So we have the oil and gas as export. We have the metallurgy and the chemical industry, because the energy in Norway are renewable. We only export the gas, but don't use it in Norway, so more renewable energy. And we have the aquaculture. So, also Stavanger is home to a NATO base. So in this time, security and robotics are very important part. So really happy to make a nice program, to enjoy the experience next year, to be with us, and hand over also to Gabor. Probably you want to say a few words?
Yeah, just very shortly. It's very hard to give a experience already from Stavanger, but we have a small gift for all of you. So please visit us in booth 27. It's a taste of Norway. It's chocolate from Stavanger. So please taste it, and if you like it, we hope to see you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Nabil. Thank you, Gabor. So that's possibly also a dessert one. Yes, lunch is prepared outside, and I have checked the weather forecast. We have quite good weather this evening, so it's also still time to register for the charity run. I guess we are already more than 50 runners and walkers. I will also join. So looking forward to. And now, delay, but I guess we had really a nice panel discussion, also good speeches. And I wish you now a good lunch break, and the workshop start again at 2 o'clock. Thank you.